Hello everyone, welcome to Worship Media. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell.
I have just one question. For the Federal Republic of Nigeria and to the team. I want to know why the people are being oppressed and depressed for their rights. I want to know. Where do you want to sorry? 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 Hey, Mr. President, what about the masses? What about the love? I thought you in for the masses where I got it wrong. What about the promises? What about the lies? Many people dying, what about the pain? Many things on my mind when I get sick. What about the things you're eating? What about the hopes? I know you lost it all. What about the plans? I know you fear no more. We miss you. Yeah. We're praying to God to break you. Imagine me a conditional what is all you read, Mr. President. I can't take this no more. I know for free no more, Mr. President. Say what you wanna say, do what you wanna do. Hey, Mr. President. What about the lives? What about the hope? What about the people dying? What about the pain? Mr. President. What about the loves? What about the pledges? And what about the promises? And what about the hopes? They all gone in vain. Imagine me a production, what to do? What is all your ring? Mr. President. I can't take this no more. I know it's free no more. Mr. President, Freak Sowore. Hey. Yeah, thank you so much. Just go ahead and invite everybody. Let's do this, okay? Let's do this, guys, okay? All right. Special thanks to all of you who have sent me birthday wishes all over the place, on my Facebook page, on Instagram, on YouTube, on WhatsApp, personal messages. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you. These guys, we must keep the faith alive. They want us to lose hope. They want us to be frustrated, but we will refuse. Okay, we will not be frustrated. We will they will not take our joy away from us. They didn't give us joy, so they cannot take that joy away from us. So I really want to thank all of you. I appreciate all your birthday wishes. I do not take it for granted. Thank you so very much. I really, really thoroughly appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. And I'm very grateful to God for my birthday. It's been 50 interesting years of my life, and I can't thank God enough, looking back from where I am coming to where I am right now. I think God has done very well with me, physically, spiritually, everything. I've been blessed. I have a good family. I have a good wife. I have beautiful children. I have a good education. I have friends. I think I found my purpose in life. I can just, honestly, I can just go and meet my maker now, and I won't regret anything. The only thing you want to worry about is your family. But you know, what I'm trying to say is that God has given me a good life, and He does not owe anything of me, because I know even if anything happens to me, my family will be taken care of the same way God took care of me. I'm not saying that to scare anybody, but just for you to know that I am very, very grateful to God, and I believe I've lived a very good 50 years of my life. You know, greatest thing to happen to me is the fact that I know God, and I know that His hand is upon me, and I follow His lead and His direction, and that's the most I can ever ask of God. So I had to just pause and appreciate every one of you for your birthday gifts too, for your calls, for everything. I don't take it for granted. It's unfortunate that the government has chosen to, in their stupid, foolish and wicked way, to do what they did to Omoyele Sowore today, and we are not happy about that. And so, that notwithstanding, we will continue to do what we'll continue to do. We already knew that these guys are wicked, and so nothing they say is a surprise to us at all. We are not moved one bit. Today, I don't know, a lot of you must have seen the video. I'm going to play the video shortly, and you see what this government did to Omoyele Sowore. But let me pause and appreciate all of you. Just quickly, I won't be able to call everybody's name, but Mercy Ekupe Nahoro, thank you so much. Ayo Gundimi, Ina Mercy Mfoniso, Princess Tolani, thank you for your birthday wishes. All of you, Hardy Crispy, thank you. Yemi Oluwo, it's okay, don't worry. Princess Tulami, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your birthday wishes. Thank you. Ibrahim Showa, Sunshine, thank you, everybody. And happy birthday to one of our comrades too, Mrs. Esther Oluyide, who turned 65 today. Happy birthday, ma. Thank you, Shokes. Thank you, Raphael, William Efe, Foma, Princess. Hey, my brother, Raphael. Thank you, Eze John. All of you guys, thank you so much. Now, let me go ahead and play this video. For those of you who did not see what happened in court today, this is someone who has not been caught with any arms. This is someone who the only crime he committed was that he was exercising his fundamental rights to freedom of speech and association. He was expressing himself through protest, and they got him kidnapped and incarcerated. And the day he shows up in court just to speak to the press, a few seconds, this is his freedom, his right. I want you to see how they dragged Sowore. This is how I told you people, Sowore represents all of us. So if you think that it's only Sowore they are dragging, no, it is every Nigerian, every young Nigerian. This is the kind of treatment. This is how your government sees you. This is how your government sees you. I need to play that video. Just hold on, and I will show you guys, so you can understand what we are dealing with. Okay. Okay. Let me go here and then show you the video. This is a courtesy of Channels TV. I wanted to play it where it's clearer. So
Grammarly does more than catch errors.
Forgive me.
With Grammarly, you can find really good, perfect words.
Just after this advert, then we'll see the video.
Distinctive.
I don't know
As a
why.
matter of fact, for what it's worth,
Actually,
almost 60 days now. And you can see them back. This is the lawless country.
Now, I want you guys to notice there's someone that is beside Sowore wearing white. His name is Comrade Shokes. Comrade Shokes will be joining us after this video to, relate his experience at that court. But when I finish playing this, I need you to listen and see what they actually did to Sowore just because he was addressing the press. What are they afraid of? Just time it. It wasn't even up to 30 seconds with the press. And you have seen that usually people, when they are arraigned in court, when you have not, they are still innocent until you prove them guilty. So why are you treating him like that? How come you even allow pressmen to interview armed robbers and people that steal when you catch them? Since Sowore is a criminal, why don't you at least let him talk to the press? When you arrest criminals, you parade them before the press and you let the press ask them any question. Why don't you also allow him to talk to the press? So let's just watch.
Almost 60 days now. And you can see them back. This is the lawless country. And ensure that the revolution and this our people a chance to have a control of the
Look at that stupid man. Look at this. You see this guy here? You see this guy? This guy, you're a very stupid man. So when you finish, you come on the streets. Come and face your fellow young people. See how he was grabbing Sowore. They don't even have any training. See how he's grabbing him like a tout. You can see the hatred in them. They were not even being professional. Even if he was, so if Sowore was a criminal, this is how many of you would drag him. Like they are, like just pure thuggery. These are not professionals. Here I see security men, I see policemen. When they want you to move, they address you. They say, sir, you have to leave right now. They exchange with you and they add politeness. Look at how they were they might even grabbed him like somebody who was fighting. And notice Sowore already told us that he is suffering from a shoulder injury. They already tore his shoulders. He has a broken shoulder. He already told them that. Do you notice that it was that particular hand that they were dragging him? Those guys are wicked. They know what they're doing. Notice that they were dragging him on that particular hand. That's where they're dragging him. That particular hand that Sowore was complaining that he has dislocated, that he has broken. That's the hand. You can see these guys. Look at their face. They are not doing any work. Look at that guy. It was pulling him like he was fighting him. Like him and Sowore were fighting. He wasn't even restraining him. It wasn't like he was arresting. He was fighting him. Wickedness. Can you see the way he's grabbing him? Is that how police people walk? Do you see the way he's grabbing? He just, like the way fraternity people, you see, grabbing him. That guy, this guy, God help you. God help you. You're a young man. I don't even know how much they're paying you. Look at what you're doing to somebody who is fighting for your country, for the same country that you will come and inherit. Your own children will inherit. Look at how you're fighting him. You don't fight Boko Haram people like this. Sowore actually said that Boko Haram people that are held in detention, they have access to TV, to phone. They treat them well. He doesn't have access to phone. He doesn't have access to TV. They don't let him see the sunlight. He has not seen sunlight since the day they locked him up. I'm telling you, they are not trained. Look at how he's grabbing him. Nonsense. Look at Tao. Do you think it's out? If it's outside, we'll beat you. The way if it's outside, drop your gun, come outside. Even me, a black belter in martial arts, I will show you. I don't blame you now. You're under and you will call this work. If you ask him now, he say he's doing his work. Shame on you. I'm telling you, you people, I keep saying this. You people don't understand the gravity of what we're facing. You don't get it. I'm going to call on somebody who was right there at the beginning of all of this. He was in court and he saw exactly what happened. I'm going to call him to come and talk to us.
And you can see them back.
Yeah, I'm talking about Comrade Oshokes. Comrade Oshokes is let me get a better shot of him.
The lawless country. Nigeria must fight.
Yeah, see this guy here on this side. This guy, his name is Comrade Oshokes. So I'm going to bring him in so that he will relate to us what was his experience in court today, because he was right there when all this was happening, and he was. I saw him almost even trying to fight them. Unfortunately, I really pitied him when I saw Comrade Oshokes trying to fight the DSS. What could he do? But let me bring him in so that we can ask him to relate to us exactly what was going on there. So I'm placing a call now to Comrade Oshokes, who was there beside Sowore when all this was happening. You can see him beside Sowore there. Hopefully he has good network and he can come live and talk to us. I already told him that I was going to call him, and I'm hoping that he will be able to pick the call. Okay. I think I have Comrade Oshokes. Can you flip your okay? Try to flip your phone maybe the other way. No, you're upside down. Flip it the other way. Flip it. Aha, beautiful. Yeah. So guys, we have Comrade Oshokes here. Comrade Oshokes is reaching us from Abuja. Comrade Oshokes, it's good to have you on the program. Can you hear me?
Thank you, Dr. Chidi. Thanks to everyone who is watching right now.
Yes, so Comrade Oshokes.
And happy birthday to Dr. Chidi.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. So tell us what was what we seen on the screen. I can't even He gave me good pimples. That was so terrible. That's so dangerous. I can't even stand it. Describe to us the situation in court today.
Well, before I talk on what transpired within the courtroom of the judge, Justice I'll just talk about what happened after the court mentioning today. Immediately we got out of court. To the glory of God, our leader Omoyele Sowore is in good spirits. He has always told us to talk to everyone around the world that is in good spirit and is more concerned about us. And he made it very clearly to all of us that whether we like it or not, sooner or later, the revolution will take place, though a peaceful one. And then immediately walked out of court. I was actually by his side, and the pressmen decided to grant us interview. Sowore approached them, and then the first question was asked. In an attempt to answer, he started tapping his shoulders, and remember he's having injuries on his shoulders based on the last abduction in Lagos. He was injured. And then he kept on trying to let their hands off his shoulders, and then he attempted, answering the question as presented to him by the journalist. And the next thing was the grabbing, because virtually everybody is around him were DSS officials in different clothing. Though myself, I was putting on a white and a cap, like dressing, which I was.
Yeah. We saw you.
His waist.
Yeah, we see you. That's you there.
Yeah, some were grabbing him by the waist, some his shoulders, in short, to a point where one even had to grab his neck at some point. And then we made it clear to them that we can condone Sowore being in their custody for another 4 or 5 days before the bail application will be held. But however, we're not going to condone any physical assault on him. He's a Nigerian who has done nothing. He's a Nigerian who wishes to have a better country for all. He's a Nigerian who is comfortable in the US, but decided to come down home to make Nigeria better. If Sowore is not a pan-Nigerian, he would have maybe by now been a citizen of the United States. That is having dual citizenship. But this is a man who is now here to preach truth to power.
It's okay, guys. Go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead.
They kept on beating, dragging, forcing him out of this skin. What are they scared of? So the assault on him was really resisted by some of us who were in court, though not many. But however, a strong message has been sent, and we know the next time Sowore will be brought to court, the DSS will go, try to augment the number of officers they had today. But notwithstanding, we're ready for them, and the fight is becoming tougher, and they should realize that Sowore. But to be honest, the next court hearing, or what do you call it, maybe that'll be the time some of us will also be taking, because we will not condone any form of assault on our leader, especially considering the fact that he has done nothing wrong. So we'll also, go back, re-strategize, we'll make sure the courtroom is filled on that day. Whatever kind of intimidation they bring before us, we'll be able to match them at every point in time.
Now let me ask you.
Question is why this.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, we're suffering some network problems. It's difficult for. Okay. Oshokes, Comrade Oshokes, let me ask you a question.
Your question.
Do you know whether
Yes, sir.
is it against the law for a defendant to speak to the press? Because I know that whenever they bring criminals out, they allow them to address they actually drag them before the press so that they can talk about them. I see that all the time. So what are they afraid? Why did they specifically not want Sowore to talk to the press? When, if it is them, they bring people out to talk to the press.
Yeah. Like we said, Sowore has done nothing wrong. We don't know what they are scared of. They know every minute or few seconds Sowore will have before the press, he's going to, let me use the word, shake the table. And they fear for that. This is a man who has been kept against his wish. This is a man whose rights have been trampled upon. So they don't want him to engage the press. In the first place, why should they flout the order of the court, granting him bail? That's a question we should also throw before them. You know? What are they scared of? They don't want him to come out of their detention. They don't want to keep him forever. All these questions will be demanding answers in no time. So we don't know what they are scared of. But all we know is Sowore is being detained illegally. And we have applied for his bail before. We got the bail ordered by the court. The DSS flouted the order. And then we went into the courtroom today again and presented a good argument. But the judge again turned down most of the prayers of lead counsel and says we should apply for bail again formally. So that is what we've done already. We've applied. We've made it formal. So we are going to wait for the 4th of October to return back to the courtroom and hear what she would have to present before the world. But remember, we have the strong view that is a predicated judgment from her. So we know we are fighting against the states, we are fighting against the institutions, both the judiciary, who is being, as we speak, intimidated.
Tell me,
Up against a lot.
Tell me, this is what I feel, but tell me, judging from people's reaction in court, I believe sincerely that the reason why they're doing all this is that judge, there's no way that judge could have granted Sowore bail today, because they would want him to be under lock and key until after October 1st. And there's no way he would, all this is just to keep him locked down until October 1st. That's why they shifted it. So what do you think? Am I right or wrong? Or what's the feeling of people in court?
Yes. Some persons are of that view that they are trying to keep him till after October 1st. They want a hitch-free celebration. But the question is, what are we celebrating as a nation? 9 years of
I wonder.
Not true. That's one. Two. On Thursday or Friday, when we having the hearing for another bill for Sowore, we should not expect anything.
Oh, I lost him again.
Positive.
Say that again, please. Yeah, repeat what you said. Yeah.
For the Friday that we will be in court, we should not expect anything too positive, because for reasons best known to them, they had to arrange Sowore before another judge.
Yeah, he said they had to arraign him before another court.
And another judge. And we had a strong argument saying, our lead counsel told them, you can't come back to the same court which flouted her orders, again seeking favor. You know, we had strong arguments, but it was toned down. So, two things here. We might conditions will be so stiff for us. The conditions will not be as easy as we got with Taiwo. They might end up telling Sowore not to grant any press or be in any association of more than 5, 10. You know how they did to Nnamdi Kanu, yeah? So we're up against an institution which is already, intimidated and trying to do the bidding of the federal government. But we are resolute.
Anyway,
God shall pass us back.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you for all the work that you're doing. The Lord is your strength. We're praying for you. Please stay safe. I saw you helplessly trying to protect him, and we appreciate you for standing with him in that very peculiar moment. But thank you for also updating us and telling us exactly what happened as somebody who was there. Thank you so much, my brother Oshokes, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Happy birthday.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. All right, guys. That's Comrade Oshokes. Comrade Oshokes was right there at the court when all of these things were happening. Once again, let me appreciate all of you who have been sending me birthday greetings. I really appreciate you. I'm not trying to take for granted the fact that you guys remembered my birthday, and I'm also grateful to God that he has allowed me to see 50 beautiful years of my life, and I have great expectations for the rest of my life. And I know the desires of our hearts, including freedom for Omoyele Sowore, will be granted. I asked God today as part of my prayers to release Sowore for me. I just said, God, just come and be yourself in issues concerning my friend Sowore. Let me tell you, I just tell God to do whatever he wants to do. Sometimes the answer, let me tell us this, for those of us who really want Sowore to be free, for those of us who are comrades together, sometimes the answer, when you have asked God for something, when you have prayed to God for something, sometimes no is actually the answer that God gives you to your prayer. We may tell God that, please, we want Sowore to be released, and his answer may be no, not right now. Do you think that, let me tell you something, do you think releasing Sowore is something that is too difficult for God to do? No. Do you think that DSS is more than God? No. So I want you to know that sometimes when you have prayed for something, God knows what he is doing. We must trust God knows what he's doing. Sometimes, instead of God to say yes, the answer to your prayer is no. And God knows why he is saying no. Right? God may be saying no right now. Can you imagine if Sowore had been released immediately after RovolutionNow protest? Nobody will hear about RovolutionNow. It will just die out. But there was a reason God refused for Sowore to be released. And it is the same God that is taking care of him. The same way Daniel was in the lion's den. That's the same way Omoyele. Do you see that when they dragged him behind those doors, he was no longer there with any of us? Oh my God. Man, it's hard. It's hard to imagine that all of those people who were dragging him in his hand, and some of them will be punching him because he wouldn't know who is punching him, just like, when they were dragging Jesus Christ and beating. Once they closed that door, on the other side of that door, Comrade Oshokes wasn't there anymore. Nobody from TIB was there. Nobody from, not his family. He is in the middle of people who hate him. Imagine that immediately that door was closed, all of those people behind that door hate him with a passion. All of those people behind that door would want to kill him, would want him to just disappear. And it is only Omoyele Sowore facing all of those people for the sake of all of us. It is very, 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 very sad, very, very touching, and very, very, very difficult to comprehend. I'm telling you. You see all that dragging in front of the people that know Sowore, in front of pressmen. Immediately they go behind that door. Imagine what would happen. You know, Sowore will still be vibrating. You know, Sowore will still be angry. I know Sowore will still continue to shout and talk and confront them. Imagine what may have happened behind that closed door. We'll never know until Friday. And like Oshok has said, I am not full of, any positive thing from the side of human beings. I've given up on them. I'm not expecting that they will just come and release him on Friday. I'm telling you. But God, I have just rested this in God's hands. And I have said, God, you know what you're doing, because you're not an author of confusion. God says that I know the number of hairs on your head. And it says that every single one of them he knows. If any one of them falls to the ground, God knows. When you are brushing your hair, God knows hair number 525, hair number 65,200. God knows. If God knows every single hair on your head, he knows about Omoyele Sowore. He knows the situation. He knows the beginning and remember that our beginning and our end are just on the palm of it. He holds the whole world on the palm of his hand. He knows the beginning. He knows the future. He already knows how this thing will end. I'm telling you, God has told me, and this is not like a fantastic revelation. He already said it in the Bible. He says, for I know the thoughts that I have for you. He says, those thoughts are thoughts of good and they are not of evil. And those thoughts that I have for you, they are thoughts that are meant to bring you to an expected end. So God already knows that our expectation, the end of our expectation is going to be good. God just says, relax, I know what I'm doing. When I say no, it doesn't mean that they have defeated me. It doesn't mean they have defeated you. If I say not yet, don't worry, my work is not done. God knows that he is able. He is able. Remember they say that he that started the good work in you is faithful to bring it to completion. He does all things beautiful. At the end of this whole story, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be something that we'll rejoice about. God says that these momentary afflictions that you go through is preparing for you something that is beautiful, something that is awesome, something that the world will look at, and you know how God does this thing. God will do it in such a way that you look at it and say, oh my God, this must be God. And he will do it to bring glory to his name. I know, like I know, that my name is Chidi Mwanyang. And this same God that has kept me for 50 years, who has blessed me, who has showered my life with blessings, who have kept my days with honor. God has been so fantastically good to me. I'm telling you, you just look at my picture and you know I'm a testimony. I don't look like a 50-year-old man, and I'm proud to say it. If that is not the glory of God, if the life I live is a worship, that's why people say, what is worship media? And worship media, is it a church? I thought it's just where you worship. I said, no. Everything I do, the summary of my life is a worship unto God. It's not about going to church to clap. My media is a worship unto God. I want you to listen to me. I want you to see my life and be able to not give God glory. Then I know something is wrong with you. But if God has given you a brain, if you are a good person, if you like good, then you will look at my life and you say, Kai, God, for Dr. Chidi, I thank you. That is the meaning of worship media. It does not mean that it's a place you come and my life is worship unto God. So when I have looked at Omoyele Sowore and I have screened him and I have knelt down and asked God, and God says, go, just like the children of Israel who will inquire of God, and they will say, God, if you're not going with us, we will not go, we will not embark on this battle. For every battle that I've fought in my life, I have committed it before God. When I was talking about the Apostle Suleiman thing with Stephanie Otobo, people told me, Chidi, you'll be killed. People did that. We laid down with my wife. We went on the ground and we sought the face of God and we said, should we go? Should we go? And God says, go, I am behind you. And that's why we stood behind that girl. And people told me that I will never come out of that alive. But here I am, standing to the glory of God. Nothing happened to me. Nothing happened to my wife. Everybody knows the truth. Everybody who is an adult that has senses, that followed our reporting of, you know the truth. And that was God at work. And so concerning Omoyele Sowore, go and write it down somewhere. God will perfect this thing that he has started. He is a Messiah of our time. And God, through him, will do the awesome work that he's going to do in our nation. As for those of you who want to watch by the wayside, who want to just observe us, you observe us. You will still be there to tell the story, just like you have told the stories in the past of things that we have done. Sowore is an unfolding epistle. He's an unfolding book. You know, like they say the gospel according to St. Paul. One of these days, and I prophesy to you, you're going to see the gospel according to Omoyele Sowore. You have to understand this struggle. It is not about death. It's not about killing. The Bible, let me show you, not the person who kills. Don't be afraid of the person who harms the flesh, who kills the body. Because what is this body? The person to be afraid of is the one who takes your soul away, the one that you have to report to. And if God be for us, who can be against us? Nobody. Nobody. You think God is not in all of this? You just watch and see. You just watch and see. I'm so pissed off with these guys, but you know what? We will not be in this struggle like people who don't have God. For me, myself, God has told me, you just stand and watch me fight for you. The fight is not for me. You understand? Sorry, I have people calling me on the phone. Anyways, we'll be there to see what happens on Friday. As per the October 1st celebrations, there is nothing to celebrate. There is absolutely nothing to celebrate. And I hope, hold on, please, let me start this. Please, I'm on a live broadcast, okay? We'll talk later. Thank you. Oh my goodness, this is not going. Thank you. All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna stop here. There's no reason for us to celebrate independence. Trust me, if there was, I will be celebrating Nigeria's independence, but I will not be doing that. I was recently in a meeting of our group here, and I thought I was going to be able to control myself. I mean, I ended up not behaving very cultured and very being diplomatic about things, because I don't know how to be diplomatic when they're dragging Sowore like a thief. So I went there and I lost my cool, and that's just the truth, and that's my state of mind right now. My Nigerian state of mind is not good. Is no celebration. There's nothing to. What are we celebrating? Are we celebrating all the people that died? We should be in a state of mourning. We should occupy October. That's my state of mind is occupy October. That is it. The whole of October, as people are celebrating now, I'm occupying my mind with Nigeria and its failures. That is my state of mind. So I am occupying Nigeria from October 1. That's what everybody should be talking about. Hashtag Occupy October. That is it. Let's use that time to remember all the people that Boko Haram killed. Let's use that time to remember all the people that the Fulani headsmen killed. Let's remember all of the people who died from road accidents on our road. Let's remember all the infants that died because there was no drug in our hospital. Let us remember the people that died out of carbon monoxide inhalation because they put their generator and they couldn't keep their generator outside because a thief will come and steal that generator. But why were they even using generator in the first place? Because your government that has enough money to provide enough power for this country embezzle the money, and so you don't have enough light, and that's why they're using generator. Let's use that time to remember all those kids that died out of that inhalation. Let's also remember those kids that sit down on earth, on the floor to attend school, and rain is falling through their roof, and their member of House of Representatives and their senator is out there in Abuja cruising around in big cars. Those are the people that we should remember on October 1st. That is what we should be focusing our mind on as we occupy October. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.